Right now, we're taking a look at a plan for some renovations and upgrades to Camp Randall.
And new body camera video tonight showing the altercation between a UW-Madison student and police officers.
Plus, doing something good. Why a Madison teacher is raising money to help stop bad hair days.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 10.
We do have breaking news right now at 10. The man at the center of a statewide Amber Alert has been arrested, but the 2-year-old girl thought to be with him still has not been found. Darius Higgins taken into custody this afternoon in Milwaukee. Police say a second person was also arrested for harboring a fugitive. Police believe he shot and killed 2-year-old Noelani Robinson's mother on Monday afternoon. The FBI is now helping in the search for Noelani. They say if you have any information on where she might be, you're asked to give police a call. We're also still keeping an eye on the weather tonight.
More on and off rain is expected in the days ahead, and warmer temperatures will continue to lead to the possibility of flooding. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is on the backyard patio with our first alert forecast. Gary?
Well, Charlotte, that on and off rain is on again here in the backyard. Just some light rain right now, but it's possible we could see an isolated thunderstorm or two over the next 24 hours before a cold front sweeps through. So we have alert days in the forecast overnight into tomorrow for rain, showers, some isolated thunderstorms, and areas of flooding from the melting snow. Temperatures are going to stay around 50 degrees all night, so that will continue to melt the snow, and that coupled with the falling rain will lead to some localized flooding. And then tomorrow it also will become pretty windy, especially for areas south and east of Madison where winds could gust to 45 miles per hour and wind advisories have been issued. Now, as we take a look at Doppler track, you can see a band of showers has lifted through southern Wisconsin. More showers are developing to the south across northern Illinois and heading northward towards southern Wisconsin. So you can see it's not going to be a continuous rain, but there will be periods of showers. Also some fog. Even though we've got brisk winds, the melting snow is just adding moisture to the air. Right now, 1.75 mile visibility in Wautoma, 7-mile visibility in Madison, but the fog is a little thicker out to the west where the winds are a little bit lighter across Minnesota and Iowa. Temperatures started out well above freezing this morning. Here in Madison, our low temperature was 37 degrees, and that 50-degree temperature is our high temperature for the day, and it looks like temperatures will stay nearly steady through the overnight hours. Temperatures in the lower 50s to the south across northern Illinois. So by tomorrow morning, expect some scattered showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Temperatures starting out in the low 50s. Look for a high tomorrow of 59 with a chance for a shower or thunderstorm through the day, maybe even a few peaks of sun about midday, but colder weather is on the way for Friday. I'll have more in the forecast in a few minutes.
Thank you, Gary. People around our area are filling sandbags as they brace for flooding tonight. Sauk County officials say right now they are not expecting major damage to homes or structures, but they are closely monitoring the amount of rain we get. They say there shouldn't be huge impacts as a result of high river levels because this week the Baraboo River is expected to crest 3.5 feet lower than in August of last year.
I live over by Circus World by the river, so I've seen the flooding, but we've never really had too much problem at our house. But with all the snow and I shovel and then it just builds up and then it all just wants to melt and then the rain comes, so all that water, it's all slushed together.
There are empty bags and sand at the West Baraboo Garage across from Festival Foods and at Reedsburg High School.
The rain has been deteriorating roadways across the state. Part of Highway 213 in Orfordville and Rock County had to be closed this morning when a small sinkhole opened up. The southbound lane of the highway was closed for a couple of hours to be fixed. Flooding has also caused some road closures in the city of Janesville. Attention Badger football fans, there are some changes coming to Camp Randall Stadium.
And it doesn't stop there. Amy Reed joins us now to tell us about these plans. Amy?
There are two main waves of plans here. The second one adds some upgrades to the Kohl Center in Camp Randall. But first, we have to tackle the field house. The university sees that building as a bit of a fixer-upper.
Before you can see the Badgers bump, set, and spike their way to victory, you have to make it through the front doors, and those need a little work.
Really, the field house, it's time. I mean, we've been doing some interior upgrades to the field house, and the exterior really needs some work now, and we're just getting around to it at this point.
These are kind of early studies of what the wall would look like.
The university already has a plan to take that curb appeal to the next level. They'll clean and repair the exterior stone, upgrade the windows for look and energy efficiency, and add a plaza for fans to hang out. They'll also build a new retaining wall out front to match the look with the field house.
You know, I think everybody's really happy and pleased to see the upgrades to the windows, especially. The doors are in okay condition, but we really want to update those and really take them back to what they historically may have looked like originally in the 1930s.
This construction is slated for next spring to be done in time for late summer football in 2020. Later this summer, they'll also look for upgrades to the Kohl Center and South End Zone, including offices, a weight room, student-athlete facilities, and food service in the Kohl Center, and extra club seats in at Camp Randall. As for the questionable statue out front, its future remains to be seen. The university hasn't figured out what they'll do, whether that means get rid of it, move it, or keep it right where it stands today.
Because the university is dealing with some historic landmarks here, they have to get approval from the Landmark and Historic Commissions for these changes. The plans for the Kohl Center and Camp Randall also depend on taxpayer funds in the capital budget, so we won't know what funding is available until that budget is approved later this summer.
Amy Reed reporting tonight. Amy, thank you.
We're getting a first look at police body camera video of an officer assault inside UW's Whitty Hall over the weekend. Early Sunday morning, police responded to the call for a man urinating in a hallway there. When police arrived, they say 18-year-old Logan Mitchell attacked an officer, punched him in the face. When more officers arrived, he is eventually wrestled to the ground and taken into custody. Mitchell is now facing 3 charges, including felony battery to an officer and felony resisting arrest.
A neighborhood in Beloit is questioning their safety following an hours-long standoff yesterday, which led to the hard lockdown of an elementary school. The city of Beloit answered questions from concerned community members, reassuring them their neighborhood is safe and is moving in the right direction.
I think the biggest thing is that there's a little more respect, a little more trust, just a little more action and activity as well. And more than anything, I think it's a much safer place for kids.
The meeting was meant to update community members on the neighborhood revitalization project, a 5-year project trying to make the Merrill and Hackett areas cleaner and safer. A meeting for the Hackett neighborhood will happen on March 27th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Beloit Historical Society.
An independent music venue in Spring Green is in need of repairs and is asking for help raising the funds to fix it. The Shoddy Barn, which you may know by its non-TV friendly name, prides itself on its shabby look, but the roof is in need of replacing. The barn launched a campaign yesterday to raise the anticipated $30,000 needed. If you'd like to donate, that information is on our website, channel3000.com. A Madison teacher is raising money to instill confidence in students,
particularly in students of color. Jamie Perez is with us now to explain how she's doing just that. Jamie?
Right. Well, this special education teacher at O'Keefe Middle School started a GoFundMe page to raise money to buy hair care products for students of color. She said when students have bad hair days, they tend to have their hoods on all day and shy away from conversations. So she thought she would try something new to get their hoods to come down.
When I have a bad hair day, it's just this internal feeling of like, man, like I'm really not at my best.
Even though we can't see her hair, Kajata Boss says having a good hair day can make all the difference in her confidence at school. Her classmate Yanni Taranka knows the feeling.
On a day where like my hair is looking good, I feel so confident, like, and yeah, I feel like so amazing. But then when my hair is not looking good, like I really like want to be a turtle.
For both of them, they say their hair is part of their identity.
I know when my hair doesn't look good, I don't want to see anyone.
Priscilla Ortiz is one of their teachers. She said she noticed a gap in resources available for Black students' hair and wanted to do something about it. She started a GoFundMe page, hoping to raise enough money to buy hair care products for students of color.
It's just important to me to make sure that our students of color feel like they have the resources that they need.
She says students have access to certain things at school, but nothing really for hair like Yanni's and Kajata's.
I am the only staff member of color in this building. And so it is very apparent to me what gaps there are as far as resources for our students.
While she originally started the GoFundMe to help students who come from low socioeconomic backgrounds, it developed into something more, especially after learning how expensive hair care products can be for anyone.
It's very expensive.
Both girls say they've purchased shampoo and conditioner made specifically for black hair that cost $80. Products not made for black hair are much cheaper in stores. Yanni and Kajata contribute that to society not wanting to recognize the beauty in black hair.
Nappy, black hair is unprofessional, black hair is ugly. All of these things, like, I reject them every day, even when people don't see my hair.
Like, even when you see, like, black people on the cover of magazines, you'll see that they have, like, this straight hair. It would make you love yourself and like who you are and what you were born with.
Priscilla is aiming to change that, and students don't let their appreciation for her going above and beyond go unnoticed.
I love Miss Ortiz so much, and I think that it's really cool that someone can think about that and look at it through another lens instead of maybe another teacher who would be like, oh, they can buy it for themselves.
But having a teacher now that is doing that for students who often don't have the privilege to even think about doing that, it's amazing. You know, especially that she's not black or that she doesn't have black hair. Just having that, knowing that there's another person out there advocating for us, it's amazing. And I'm gonna rock this now, and it's just gonna be 100% me.
If you would like to help Ortiz get to her goal to help these students get the hair products of their choice, a link to their GoFundMe page will be on our website tonight.
Jamie Perez reporting. Jamie, thank you. A local special needs respite care provider is getting national recognition today. Geo's Garden in Middleton being honored by the National Respite Network and Resources Center for Innovative and Exemplary Programming. It is one of just 13 respite providers in the entire country to receive this prestigious honor. In addition, services provided at Geo's Garden will also be highlighted at the National Lifespan Respite Conference in Buffalo, New York this year. Special congrats to Charlotte and your entire staff there, right?
Thank
You're one of the founders.
And all of our supporters and volunteers, everybody who's believed in us for all of these years.
How many years
Thank you.
now?
Since 2012. We opened our
Amazing
doors.
work that they do there.
We're going to keep
Congrats.
going.
Congrats.
Thank you.
And still ahead tonight, President Trump takes executive action, grounding the recently controversial Boeing 737 MAX.
Plus, the U.S. heartland is getting drilled by what is called a bomb cyclone. A look at just how bad the conditions are coming up next.
Welcome back. The president signed an executive order today grounding all Boeing 737 MAX 8 and 9 aircraft in the United States.
The move comes after 2 fatal crashes overseas in the last 5 months. He made the announcement a day after most other nations in the world either grounded or banned the jets in their country. American, Southwest, and United all fly the aircraft. Democrat Beto O'Rourke says he is running for president. He sent a text message to a Texas TV station this afternoon confirming the news. The former Texas congressman was little known outside his hometown of El Paso until he challenged Republican Senator Ted Cruz last year, coming within 3 points of beating him. A big day tomorrow for the U.S. Senate. They will be voting on a House-backed resolution that disapproves of the president's national emergency declaration. A number of Senate Republicans are poised to support the resolution, but White House officials say they should understand the risks of going against the president, and they say they won't negotiate on a compromise that could curb his emergency powers in the future. And get out your Powerball tickets. Here are your winning numbers from tonight's drawing. The winning numbers are 18, 36, 45, 47, 69, your Powerball 14. The jackpot is $448 million. That is up nearly $70 million since last week and marks the high for 2019.
An intense winter storm being called a bomb cyclone is hitting the U.S. heartland with hurricane-force wind gusts and blizzard conditions. The Colorado Department of Transportation started closing portions of interstate highways this morning. The Denver metro area nearly completely blocked off from the rest of the state due to those road closures. 80-mile-an-hour winds were recorded at Denver International Airport, which closed all of its runways. And on top of everything, these areas should receive 6 to 12 inches of heavy, wet snow. Gary is monitoring the rain that's kind of moving up on us, huh?
We're part of the same storm system, and you know, you hear the storm, the term bomb cyclone. Basically, what this is an area of low pressure which develops very, very rapidly and becomes very intense. In fact, if we take a look at the satellite and radar and the jet stream superimposed over it, you can clearly see the circulation of the storm basically extends from the central Rockies all the way almost to the east coast. The southerly winds on the front side of the storm are pulling moisture up into Wisconsin in the form of rain and mild temperatures. And then as the moisture wraps around into the back part of the storm, that's where it turns to snow from the Dakotas back into Denver. And you can see how the jet stream, as it comes out of the southwest, actually splits. And what happens is when that happens, you have more air going out than's coming in at the bottom. So that allows the air to start rising very rapidly. And that takes away air from the ground. That's what forms low pressure. And so what happens is this storm system really starts spinning up. Basically, it pretty much encompasses the weather with a lot of different types of weather. Severe weather on the front side in front of the cold front, and a blizzard on the back side. And you can see that jet stream. The reason you have severe weather over here is notice the southerly and southeasterly winds and southwesterly winds aloft. That's what we call wind shear, and that can get these storms to rotate. On the back part of the storm, all that cold air starts dumping into the back part of the storm, and that's what gives you the blizzard conditions on the back side. Around here, we have alert days in the forecast overnight into Thursday for showers and some isolated thunderstorms. Not looking at heavy rain, probably a half inch or less in most areas, but that coupled with the melting snow and ice will continue to lead to flooding problems, and also will become pretty windy tomorrow afternoon. We could see some wind gusts up to 40 or 45 miles per hour. Tonight, even with the brisk winds, we're starting to see some areas of fog form because of the melting snow. Visibility is still around 10 miles in Madison, but up to the north, we're seeing some visibility drops to less than 2 miles in central Wisconsin, and also farther out to the west into parts of Minnesota and Iowa. On Doppler track, you can see the showers basically continuing from north to south, and those strong southerly winds right through southern Wisconsin. The back part of the storm, of course, the precipitation changes over to snow in the Dakotas. But for tomorrow, look at this, a severe weather risk, at least into parts of Michigan and Indiana for tomorrow afternoon. So again, the storm system has a little bit of everything. Fortunately for us, we're kind of in the middle, which is a good place to be. And right now, it looks like a lot of the precipitation may start rotating more to our north and to our east. That may lessen the precipitation amounts over the next 24 hours, but still could lead to the possibility for some flooding because we still have a lot of snow cover, especially over central and northern Wisconsin. As that melts and gets into the rivers, that could lead to more flooding. So a flood watch remains in effect until 7 a.m. Friday morning, pretty much for the entire state of Wisconsin. And that wind advisory is for southeastern Wisconsin from 10 a.m. tomorrow until 7 p.m. Tomorrow evening for winds that could gust to 45 miles per hour. So southern Wisconsin under a flood watch until 7 a.m. Friday morning. Wind advisory for Jefferson, Madison and Rock counties, 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. tomorrow. Tonight, look for temperatures to rise from the middle 40s to around 50 with showers, maybe an isolated thunderstorm. Tomorrow, showers and maybe a thunderstorm chance as well. It'll be windy and milder with a high temperature of 59. Again, winds could gust to 45 miles per hour south and east of Madison. On future track, you can see the shower chances overnight, a little less during the day tomorrow. There could be an isolated thunderstorm, and then as that cold front swings through, the winds shift around. Notice the temperatures drop to around freezing by early on Friday morning, but we could see a mix of rain and snow. Friday, temperatures stay in the 30s. Rainfall amounts from the very latest computer models from here forward, maybe about a quarter of an inch. Some areas a little bit more than that if you get caught underneath a heavier shower or thunderstorm. 10-day forecast, temperatures actually a little bit below normal as we head into the weekend and the early part of next week. But the good news there, no major storm systems. A little bit of rain, maybe mixed with snow Tuesday night, and then we'll have to wait until the following weekend for the next chance for a little more organized precipitation. Gives us time to dry out at least, if nothing else.
All right, Gary, thank you.
Thanks, Gary. Some former Badger football players have one of the most important job interviews they'll ever have. The story coming up in sports.
The first day of the Big Ten men's basketball tournament begins in Chicago with the 4 worst teams in the conference playing. They have to win 5 games in 5 days to win the Big Ten tournament championship. In the first game, Nebraska had only 8 guys dressed against Rutgers in the 12-13 game, and the Huskers pull the upset. James Palmer Jr. anticipates the inbounds pass, length of the court, basket, and drawing the flagrant foul. Palmer scores 34 points. Nebraska goes on a 15-0 run to move on to the second round. Final score, Nebraska 68, Rutgers 61. The other first-round game is an all-Illinois matchup, the 14-11 game, Northwestern and Illinois in overtime. The winner of that game faces Iowa tomorrow in the fourth game of the day at about 8:30 tomorrow night. Now, Nebraska moves on to face the 5th seed Maryland tomorrow afternoon at 2 in Chicago. The winner of that game plays Wisconsin Friday afternoon at 2. The Badgers have been playing well lately, winning 5 of their last 6. Now their task is to keep that momentum going in the postseason. And they'll do that by staying under control.
Don't change who you are. You don't let the atmosphere or the bright lights and the attention and those things change and get you away from what has made you for a good team for the previous 30-some games.
Obviously, it's good to peak around this time and play well at this time, but just continue to do what we have been doing, and which is given us success. And I think that has attributed to winning games and winning down the stretch and winning the games that we need to win.
The Brewers play the Cleveland Indians in Goodyear, Arizona. A look into the Brewers' future. Keston Hiura is the first-round draft pick 2 years ago. He's going to be their second baseman someday. He hits a 3-run homer off Trevor Bauer. That's Hiura's 3rd homer this spring. Chase Anderson was hit pretty hard, and the Indians beat the Brewers today 9-3. Today was Pro Day on campus at the UW as 15 former Badgers and a UW Whitewater player went through drills and measurements trying to impress NFL scouts and coaches. All 32 teams had someone there. For a lot of these guys, it's been quite a routine after last season between intense training, workouts, and the combine. It's been a real grind, and today was another step in that process.
It's the same thing at the Senior Bowl or the Combine. This time was probably like the most laid back, I'd say, as far as all of it goes. But yeah, I think just having that in the back of your head, like people are watching everything you do. But I think ultimately it just makes you better, it makes you want to perform more.
I think the biggest thing today was I came out here and I had fun, and that's a win for me. That's a successful day. I'm having fun. I'm doing what I love. I can't complain. I really can't. So I'm just thankful to be here, able to show off what I can do.
Geronimo Allison will return to the Packers. The Packers used a franchise tender on the 4th-year wide receiver from Illinois. Allison was having a good season until a groin injury slowed him down. He'll make $2.02 million this season as he stays in Green Bay. And Randall Cobb and Clay Matthews aren't signed. They are now officially unrestricted free agents. And we'll be right back.
Allison open, and he's got it.
Gary's back. Final check of the weather.
Yeah, some showers moving on through right now. We'll see them periodically for about the next 24 hours. Temperatures are close to 50, if not in the 50s to the south. Hopefully the rainfall amounts will be a little bit less than forecast, but we still have a flood watch through 7 a.m. Friday morning and a wind advisory south and east of Dane County.
Gary, thanks. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.